to Athletic Director Moon. Thank you. It does my heart proud to share this distinction with a group of guys. Some I played with 4 years, some I played with maybe 2 or 3. Words can't express, but I'm going to try to express what these guys mean to me. On March 27th of 2005, my mother died. It was Easter Sunday morning, and if anyone knows Coach Rhodes, he's a stoic man. He's a hard man. He's the type of man that kind of reminds me of my dad. And I can recall, and I'm not trying to have a tearjerker, but I can recall we was coming home, I believe it was Francis Marion, and I walked to the front of the bus, and I told Coach, I said, hey, my mother's on life support. And to see the level of paleness in his face let me know that life is real. One thing that Coach Rhodes always preached was how finite life really is. That at some point in time, our athletic career will end. And with that, you have relationships that you've built along the way to really show you your contribution in life and those that you want your reputation to be once you move on. And I can't necessarily paint the picture, but if you can imagine about 35 or 40 guys lining the perimeter of a church that they'd never been to before in observation of my mother's funeral. And to this day, when I go home to Palatka and I see some of my parents' friends, that's all they talk about. And I also want to commend these players' parents. All across the state and across the country, they sent me cards of condolences, praying for you, they're thinking about you, wish you well, even the softball team as well. And I want to say, some things I'm so appreciative of this opportunity because sometimes in life, you only have one chance to do it right. But I have a second chance to really articulate to these guys what they mean to me. By terminology, we're teammates. But to me, I have a level of adoration towards you guys that will transcend the rest of my life. And I want to say to you all that I love you. On behalf of my dad and my mom's younger brother, they really respect the kindness and love that you showed to me in a moment of grieving. And to this day, I still keep that near and dear to my heart. Thank you all.
How you doing? My name is Jonathan Hodak. I was on the 2003, 2004, 2005, and 2016 here, all 4 years. I just wanted to thank, the athletic committee for, inducting us into the Hall of Fame. It is a great honor. I can speak on behalf of all these guys. Like Marion was saying, we weren't just teammates, we were family. And I could just say that because I had 4 or 5 of these guys on my wedding party, and it is our 6-year anniversary today, so love you, baby. It is kind of nice coming back here, seeing all the new buildings and everything, kind of reminiscing with everything going on, because I did meet my wife here as well. But, just going back and thinking, going through how in the beginning of the season, we were having kind of an off year, lost a couple games in a row, kind of turned it around. We ended up having, a 46-18 record. I think we ended up wearing 10, 12 in a row, something like that. But it all to Dusty Rhodes and the coaching staff, Carlos and Bob Shepard and Labby, for never letting us settle for mediocrity, basically. Even if we beat a team by 20 runs, we would still be in that dugout after the game for 35 minutes afterwards, and he would just be like, you got to do this right, you got to do this right, you got to do this right. We're like, Dusty, we just won by 25 runs, come on now. But, he would always, basically pound in our heads, and I still use it today, don't settle for mediocrity. Going from basically the 6-minute mile. I mean, you guys think that, 6-minute mile, got to run 4 times around that track. I mean, it's hell, I'm telling you. But, he just would say, hey guys, it's 6 minutes of your life, that's it. Get it done with and you're done. Then back to basically hell week. Running in the 24-degree weather, ice pellets forming on your UNF little sweatshirts. By the time you start, you're freezing, but at the end, you're ripping it off, just wearing your Under Armour. It's awesome. Going to 5:30 a.m. workouts. Now they have a beautiful Dottie Dorian fitness center, but before we had to fight the basketball team to get in there before them, get that over with, and then the dreaded day of 25 5x5s afterwards. Running in there. Definitely remember that for the rest of my life. And just always making us work harder. But I do appreciate these guys. I still keep in touch with some of these guys, and it is a lifelong friends. and basically lifelong family. So I do want to thank everybody, and on behalf of the 2005 baseball team, thank you so much.
I had this whole thing written up, but most of it's already been said, so I'm going to keep it as short as I can. We're talking about the 2005 UNF baseball team. What a group of guys. I mean, the stats that they read out were phenomenal. We had a great season. It's so good to see so many of these guys here because it tells me that that season meant as much to them as it did to me. Those players, James Bellier and Dennis Anderson, that aren't with us tonight, we'll remember them as well. Over the past couple of days, these guys have been in town. We've been reminiscing about the good times and memories that we've had being on the field. They said the 5x5, 6-minute mile, the workouts, all that. They did forget to mention all of Dusty's diamonds that we have. If you want to look them up, there's a whole Facebook page dedicated to that. You're pretty good too. But I want to thank the Osprey Baseball Athletic Committee, the Alumni Association, and the Athletic Department. This is a true honor for all of us. We worked our tails off to get to the place we were. Unfortunately, we couldn't bring home the championship for us, but we were lucky enough to be there. I want to thank all the parents for the continued support, all the supporters, coaches for their countless time and energy that they spent into us. I'm just going to go through a little bit of what happened during that season real quick. We were a good team. We were a team that was put together. Like I said, there was a brotherhood. We wanted to win. We did win, and we won often. Much due to Dusty and his teaching there. We progressed great through the season, winning the Peach Belt Conference, which accumulated in a dog pile on Harmon Stadium there, which I thought would be cool at the time, but it's pretty painful when you're at the bottom of it. I was lucky enough to throw the last pitch in that conference championship that brought us to the World Series, which was a great moment for me. I was also a pitcher in the national championship, but I also was the losing pitcher in the World Series, which is something that I hold with me. But he mentioned something earlier today about not winning the national championship, and that's okay because there are many people that would want to be in that position, and we got to realize how lucky we are to actually have been there. But again, I just want to say thank you to everybody, the alumni committee, and we really appreciate it. It's a true honor. Proud to be an Osprey.
I'm Jared Incinelli. I was a pitcher on the 2005 team. One of the non-athletes, as Dusty would describe us. We were never good at anything, by the way. Pitchers, couldn't field our positions. Everybody was a fastball hitter too, so we're well known for our sliders. One of the, we talk about a lot of the accomplishments you see. I think one of the biggest accomplishments, I think we only had one Tommy John that year, and I think that was before he got there allegedly. So.
Doctors have to have a living too, man.
Closure. Oh, man. Swag, guys, swag. But I just want to thank God for the opportunity to play with all these guys here. I have an older brother who's in the Hall of Fame already. I knew I couldn't get on my own merits, so thanks for letting me ride your coattails so I could actually feel like I was worth something. But what a great group of guys. I think I'm the last player to speak. I'm not used to being the closer. That's my boy Papelbon. So I was usually at the setup. We always would work each other into some kind of publicity, try to at least. But anyways, so I want to thank my parents also just for supporting me through my whole baseball career. thank all the parents of our team as well. I think you can ask every single one of these guys up here in the World Series, and all the parents will remember this. I think we finished the game at 2:30 a.m. So, and started at 2:30. There you go. So,
NCAA, by the way.
yeah, Dusty loves the NCAA, in case you guys didn't know. You still like them? Okay.
Say what you want.
They're on speed dial.
Go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, I've always been one not to approach things with Dusty. So, but the parents are so supportive of this team, and that went a long way as well. The World Series being in Alabama, we had a whole road trip and contingent of parents that were there just to support us as players, and I think you could ask any of the parents in this room, and they'd look at each one of us as their own kid. And you got that feeling too, and it goes along with that family atmosphere that we've always been taught. And Dusty was definitely the leader of that. I want to thank Dusty and all the coaches, because I think I can speak for the rest of us too. Is that we were a bunch of guys that I know me personally had at least 10 colleges that told me I'd never play in college, and probably half of these guys here on the roster probably heard the same thing. So I want to thank them just for even giving us a chance to play. The fact that we even got uniforms, I think we're pumped up about it. But really, for us to accomplish what we did, we were certainly not the most talented players. There's no question about that. But Dusty and the other coaching staff really instilled in us. You've heard them talk about the mental toughness. I guess that's how you describe it. There was never an option as to whether you were or weren't going to do things. But that's carried all of us on in life. You look around, and each one of these guys are very successful in what they do outside of here. I had the pleasure of seeing Dusty in the program through my older brother's eyes, and I always thought one day I'd love to be a part of something that's that special. And I thought it would be a great thing to play for Dusty at the time, but my brother didn't warn me. But
It's okay.
this is my time to get back at it. No, but a lot of these guys still coaching baseball, and all the stuff that Dusty taught us, and he doesn't realize what it's meant to all of us, the things that he's taught us, and where we pass that down to the kids that we teach along the way. It's just that whole pyramid of things where he starts at the top and instills in us what it's like to be men. I got that at home, but Dusty just further instilled that in all of us as players. And I think I speak for everybody by saying that part of what we are as men today is because of Dusty and all the other coaches. On behalf of everybody, I just want to say thank you guys, and